one the Lakota call Heoka beats his drum with the wind to make thunder. With thunder comes lightning, and with lightning comes fire.
So Disney have got a new film out, thank goodness for that. This is Planes 2, all about heroes and firefighters. We're going to chat to some real life heroes today, as well as, of course, get the celebrity gossip for you from everyone who comes on the red carpet. Hope you enjoy, you're watching the fan carpet. Tell us, where does Planes 2 take off from? Oh, see what I did there? Take off from Planes 1.
Right. Well, that's some people are questioning, like what? He's a firefighter now? He just became a racer. But in real life, that plane, Crop Duster, is used in Wildfire Air Attack. And in real life, Dusty pushed himself really hard, and he's damaged his engine. So he learns that he may never race again, and he discovers there may be something he can do in this new world of firefighting. So we actually let the plane itself kind of lead us into this world. What would really happen to Dusty?
Can you explain to me what do you do? What are your jobs?
Well, I'm an RAF search and rescue winchman, so that involves anybody that's in distress. We'll send a helicopter out to them, and I will then go on the end of the wire and go down to rescue them and give them some medical aid.
Are you going down in a helicopter, or how are you getting to these people?
Yeah, of course, it's a seeking helicopter that we'll go down in. Yeah.
Wow. And what is it you do?
I'm a pilot, so at the moment I've just finished flying the VC-10, which is a big air-to-air refueling tanker aircraft, and I'm going back to fly the C-17, which is a big air transport aircraft.
So you're actually flying these planes?
Yeah. That's my day job.
Wow.
I'm in charge of Whitewatch Soho Fire Station, just up the road there.
So a firefighter, but obviously with higher, I don't know, things to control.
I'm in charge of the firefighters, so I try and make sure they're safe. I sort out all their training, help them with leave, any other problems, basically, yeah.
Yeah, well, the theme of the movie is about second chances and about doing something selfless. You know, the first movie was more about himself. He's broken down that barrier, and now it's about doing something selfless and about second chances. You know, it's the injured athlete story.
Yeah.
You know,
and growing up as well.
And growing up, you know, if you've lost something in your life, can you move forward and find another passion in your life that's worth living for? And that's what he struggles with in this movie, and that's what's so important for us to teach young children and for adults like us to remember that there are always other opportunities in life, and you have to take hold of those and move forward.
Oh, you've got to love this thing.
We're here with Change for Life, which of course is, you know, hugely important. I am still very much an NHS GP at heart, so the health of our nation and getting us all a little bit more active is a really important thing for me.
So is that charity sort of sponsoring today or involved in some way?
They are. I'm not sure whether they're sponsoring it or whether but they're certainly linked to it. And I think, you know, sadly, I see so many overweight people in my surgery today. The vast majority of us seem to be carrying a few too many extra pounds. So anything we can do to kind of raise awareness of that campaign is the more serious side of today. So we're going to have a load of fun, see a great movie, but hopefully get a few good messages out there too.
Tell me about the cast. How are the voices to work with?
Oh, fantastic. We have a great cast. I mean, obviously Dane is back. Dane Cook is back as Dusty Crophopper, and he feels like he had a little more to sort of sink his teeth into this because we sort of dug deeper into the character. From a new cast standpoint, fantastic new cast. We have Ed Harris as Blade Ranger. Ed is a tough, no-nonsense guy playing our tough, no-nonsense, battalion chief, the helicopter. We've got Julie Bowen as Dipper. I mean, you can't find anybody more sort of buoyant and pre-caffeinated as Julie Bowen, and I was so happy to find someone that talks faster than me. It was fantastic, but you know what? She plays this fantastic. I mean, Dusty, he was a world-class racer. He would have fans. So Dipper, Julie Bowen's character, is his biggest fan, to the point where she's a little, I don't want to say crazy.
Now, we know this one was all about heroes and sort of celebrating heroes. Do you feel heroic in what you do? You must do a little bit. Don't be modest.
No, I don't think so. It's that's not being modest. It's like it's part of our job. It's a daily job we do and we train to. And I think when you are trained to a certain standard, then it's not something you think, I'm going out here, I'm risking my life to do. You think, well, I've been trained to do this, and then I can happily do it.
Any time we can go out, and then we have to do heroic stuff. Yeah, so it's quite literally, you're there having a cup of tea, and then next minute you're out rushing around. Yeah.
Wow. Do you enjoy that?
I love it. I've been 25 years, absolutely love it. Yeah.
And what about about technology in this film? How have you used it?
Well, I will say, you know, some people are going, oh, this is just, it's been less than a year since the previous film. How did you do that? Well, we've been working on this film for 4 years. And it's been a lot of work because fire, I mean, Farrell, you can talk about the fire. It's one of the hardest things to do in animation.
Well, we definitely pushed the limits of technology on this movie. So this was the most ambitious film we've done today at Disney Toon Studios because of the fire effects. Fire, smoke, and water. So half our movie, over 660 shots, had one or a combination of those elements in it. So we really had to set ourselves up for success. We started very early on. As Bob said, it took us 2.5 years to make the fire, to get it to look right and also be producible. So it was a constant struggle, but at the end of the day, we're very happy with the result, and as are the firefighters. They were the first people that we showed the movie to. Them and their families who consulted on the movie, and they all walked out of the theater so impressed with not only the story itself, inspired by it, but the look and the feel of the fire. So
You've done an amazing job.
Do you know what? I am a Disney fan, and I've got an 8-year-old daughter. So I think anyone who has children cannot help but be a Disney fan. Obviously, growing up, Disney was a big part of my life. So yeah, to be able to relive it again with an 8-year-old, I'm just using her as an excuse really to see planes.
I'm really excited to be here today. I'm such a kid at heart. Love Disney, always have done. Love London, love the whole party. It's going to be a great day.
I have been since I was young. I'm not sure I'm allowed to admit that now.
Yeah, I'll probably take my children to it, yeah. Yeah, I'll take my children to it, yeah.
And do you think you'll kind of, I don't know, associate with what they're going through, these plays?
My children will, yeah, because we do talk about it, yeah. I've just been watching the trailers, actually it looks good, yeah.
Do your kids know what their dad does?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they do, yeah.
And are they up for that, or do they ever want horror stories? Or
no, I don't know actually. Hadn't thought.
They just appreciate that you put out fires. They must feel very safe.
I think so, yeah.
Are we likely to have a third?
Well, we'll see. This is a big world. I mean, that's what we do. We make these big worlds and we make multiple movies in them. So we were lucky that this movie kind of, you know, with Bob's research, finding the path to fire and rescue, that it was natural and it inspired us. We're just now circling above, figuring out what else could inspire us.
That's his next journey path going to sort of take him.
Yeah, it's all about good storytelling. So we won't put a mandate on things or let schedules dictate. We always say we have to tell. It's all about good storytelling. So when we find that good story, we will tell it.
At the minute, I am working on original material, taking it really slow. When I came off the X Factor, I wanted to sort of study myself and find out what sort of artist I want to be rather than the artist someone wants me to be. So I've been doing that for the last 2 years, been writing original material, and I'm working at the moment with a great group of musicians called the Hip Hop Orchestra, and so they're doing something really funky and fresh, so I really can't wait to get the stuff out of them.
What's it sound like, if you can give me a bit of description?
They've always been the Hip Hop Orchestra because they're classically trained musicians that really do enjoy hip hop music, so that's unusual in itself. So they're taking the love that they have for hip hop music, and we're going to sort of blend it together with my love of soul and R&B, and hopefully just come up with some fusion that's kind of new. So,
is there anyone who's sort of making music at the minute that you think is on it, or about LL?
I love artists like that, LL and people like that. I mean, for me, still the unsung people are people like Leanne LaHavis, who are still very little known, but in my opinion, absolutely top class.
Yeah, of course. It's a comedy about 4 guys who have to write an erotic novel as a get-rich-quick scheme and have to employ my character to pretend to have written the book.
A living object, what would that be? I don't know, that's a very hard question, isn't it? I don't know, sports car?
That could be quite fun, like a really fast sports car. Yeah, like that.
Yeah. I liked that it was challenging the sort of erotic industry and showing that women can be powerful within that, and also sort of laughing at how trivial it is, but how much of a big deal it's become.
Well, that is it from us, but make sure that you check us out on Twitter in the meantime before we see you back here on the red carpet for the next premiere.
Shut the hangar door. Awesome! It's like Mama's jalapeno chili. Spicy. Twice!